here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Presenting Marius Goring, star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baroness Orczy's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring as Sir Percy Blakeney.
Fighting the war with France was not the sole preoccupation of politicians and military leaders, nor was the battlefield always the most strenuous theater in which it was pursued. There was another kind of war in which the League played a prominent part. The war of espionage and counter-espionage. Largely it was fought in the darker places of Europe, in the holes and corners of the capitals, and particularly in London.
Any news from Harding?
Yes, Tony.
Huh?
At this moment, he's down in 7 Dials, watching a certain antique shop. Simon's Arts and Antiques, know it?
Isn't it owned by an old fox called Simon Forrest?
The same. Tony, I'm convinced that this old man's shop is nothing but a distribution center for one of the biggest spy rings operating in the country. Forrest has the most motley clientele of any shopkeeper I've ever known, ranging from ordinary dealers to ragamuffins and pickpockets.
He's probably a receiver.
There are also Frenchmen, including certain members of the aristocracy, and there's no doubt that some of these earn their living by selling military and political information.
Spies among the French aristocracy? Oh, it sounds incredible.
There are many who can never forget their exalted positions, their wealth, and the more unscrupulous have turned their hands to whatever sordid enterprise offers the most lucrative rewards. Simon Forrest's shop is one of their trading posts.
Well, what do you propose to do? Organize a raid?
No. To destroy a fox lair, it's not sufficient to deal with the cubs. Our task is to find the brains, the organizer. And we won't do that by hammering on a door in 7 Dials. Well, there's a man named Henri de Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
He calls at the shop regularly once a week at 7 o'clock on a Thursday evening. And he's living in Villiers Street, number 69. I want you to watch him, Tony. Note every call he makes. And if he leads you to an interesting contact, leave Burns to follow it up.
Where will you be if I want you?
Huh? I've been invited to Sir John Castle's house party in Sussex. 1 or 2 gentlemen there whose acquaintance I'd like to make. Good hunting, Tony. I heard nothing from Tony for a week. I could well imagine that his task, unrelieved by the excitement which attended most of our missions, was long and intensely boring. Meanwhile, I was bored in a different way.
How refreshing it is to get out into the air. The ballroom is so stuffy and crowded.
Lord Clarge's friend appears to have the same view. I do think you might introduce me.
Lady Countess. May I present Sir Percy Blakeney, the Countess of Ravenel?
Charmed.
It is a great pleasure, Sir now, Percy. If you'll excuse me, I must talk to some of my other guests. I've deserted them shamefully. All your fault, Sir Percy. You would make me dance.
The Countess danced to perfection. So beautiful was she that I must confess, for a little while, I forgot all thoughts of my mission. I was just happy in the company of a beautiful woman. But when the dance finished and we sat down, I received a rude shock.
So, it is a long time since we met.
My dear lady, we've never met before.
You are very clever at changing your appearance, Sir Percy. But one thing you cannot change, the touch of your hand on a lady's arm. I shall never forget the man who rescued me from France. His face was unlike yours, but the grip of his hand as he helped me into the coach That I shall never forget. All mistake. I wonder how many people here realize who you are.
I wonder.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. How does the rest of it go, Sir Percy?
You should ask Chauvelin.
Oh, yes, poor Chauvelin. Tell me about your next adventure, Sir Percy. When do you go back to my beloved France?
That is what Chauvelin would give his right arm to know.
Forgive me. That was very, how do you say, indiscreet, no?
No, but merely a reflection of your romantic mind, stimulated by the music and the champagne.
And the light of the moon. She is so beautiful tonight. Look at her drifting through the clouds.
You have such beautiful thoughts, Countess. Almost too beautiful. You're a very clever woman. Don't try to be too clever, will you? The following morning, I watched Sir John Castle's guests proceeding to the hunt. I myself was too preoccupied with a different kind of sport. The sport of intrigue. Sir John Castle, my host, remained behind with me.
Rheumatism, Percy. I'm afraid my days in the hunting field are over. Hello, who's this?
Morning, Blakeney.
Morning, Tony. Let me introduce you to Sir John Castle. Sir John is Mr. Tony Dewhurst.
Indeed, a pleasure. I'll join you later, gentlemen.
Well, what's the news?
De Fontaine was most obliging. Before leaving for his appointment with Simon Forrest, he made a call on the Countess of Ravive. She left shortly afterwards in her coach.
Oh, where is Burns?
I told him to keep De Fontaine in sight.
This ring is well organized, Tony. The Countess supplies the information. A messenger like De Fontaine is provided, and he passes whatever he learns from the Countess to Simon Forrest. A day or two later, a customer calls, receives the latest information, which he smuggles over to France. In this way, the links in the chain are separated one from the other.
Well, there must be many other chains operating in the same way.
Well, too many for us to concentrate on at once. But something tells me that this one stems from the source, the master.
We should watch the Countess of Ravive.
Well, at this moment, she's about 12 feet above your head.
You mean she's...
When she left her house yesterday, she was on her way here. Sir John's house party proceeded favorable to its conclusion. That same evening, the men retired to their cards, whilst the women picked up the threads of aimless chatter and gossip. From the balcony adjoining the drawing room, I watched the Countess moving among the female guests like a beautiful cat. And I observed particularly that her attention, idle though it appeared, dwelt exclusively amongst those whose husbands were of a military or political calling.
This shouldn't be repeated, of course. My husband told me in great confidence. Yes, Lady Beaufort. He leaves for France on Monday. A whole contingent of dragoons. Just think of it. Oh, how you will miss him, Beatrice. Does one ever miss a husband?
She was very clever. She seldom asked questions. It wasn't necessary. Presently, an idea occurred to me. I decided on a ruse. Yes, the trouble with this party, Claude, is not enough unattached women.
You haven't been exactly neglected, have you?
Oh, they hover. They all do, old boy. They hover.
Very. As a matter of fact, I was wondering, Sir Percy.
Wondering?
It's like asking you. I hardly know you. I was wondering whether you could manage a small loan.
How much do you want?
Well, to get out of trouble, £1,200.
It's a lot of money.
You see, I could repay it in a matter of weeks.
Could you, really?
You can't help me. I don't think we need prolong the discussion, Sir Percy. I'd be glad if you'd treat the matter in the strictest confidence.
Oh, gladly. No, just a moment. There's no need to get in the huffle. Now, you just leave me your IOU, and as you get the money by the end of the week.
Oh, I'm most grateful.
Not at all. Always glad to help a friend. Matter of fact, I'm very grateful to you.
Me?
You're a man of discernment, my dear fellow. You perceive something which usually escapes other people's attention.
Huh?
You recognize my true qualities. You realize that underneath the mask of a buffoon lies a shrewd and calculating brain.
I don't think you're a fool, exactly.
You'd never think, would you, that the cabinet had entrusted me with a mission, would you now?
Entrusted with a mission?
A mission of vital importance. But if I told you, you'd never believe me.
I can keep a secret if you wish to confide in me.
There's a wonderful thing about a gathering of this sort, that everybody confides in everybody else. Everybody has a secret. But my secret is the most important of the lot.
Tell me.
17th of July. I'm leaving for France with dispatches for General Conway. Military dispatches. What do you think about that, eh?
I think it's most interesting, Sir Percy.
I thought you would. Shh. simplicity of my plan ensured its success. Each step I took was calculated with the ultimate design of disclosing more of the organization and the brains behind it. Moreover, the trap I prepared was braced by the conviction of truth. I was to receive military dispatches for General Conway, and I had every intention of starting my journey to him on July the 17th. The following day, the house party broke up, and I returned to London.
What are your plans, Blakeney?
If Clarges passes the information I gave him to the Countess, Simon Forrest will get a visitor in the course of the next 24 hours, and I intend to be there.
A courier has just brought this letter, Sir Percy.
Thank you. Thank you. What? Oh, listen to this.
What is it?
Dear Sir Percy, I am deeply and eternally grateful for the generous loan which has relieved the heavy burden of debts incurred in the last 2 years of a wasted life, but in return, I have done you the gravest mischief. As soon as you receive this letter, I beg of you to come at once to my apartment, number 39, Buckingham Terrace. I wait anxiously for your reply. Yours, etc., Clarges. Well, what do you make of that?
It's quite clearly a trap.
I don't think so. That letter screams of conscience. Oh, it's nice to know he has one. Sounds as though he's willing to talk. There's a light in the hall. Try the knocker again. He may be round at the back.
Blakeney, the door's open.
Well, let's go in.
Blakeney, over here. It's Clarges. There's a knife through the heart.
Somebody knew what he had to tell us, Tony. Whoever that was, murdered him.
Returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
The murder of Clarges proved what I had suspected. He was one of many mere pawns in the vast game of espionage. The man who used that dagger was probably a hired assassin. The real murderer is our Mr. X.
Well, you think we'll get any nearer to him through Simon Forrest?
Simon Forrest won't bring us to a conclusion, no. But I do believe he represents one step nearer the conclusion. By tomorrow night, I think I shall know the identity of the man we want. Well, I'll leave you here. I'm going down to Seven Dials.
Who is there?
Messenger. From a friend.
At this time of night, come back in the morning.
Yeah, back you come back.
If you don't go away, I'd call the watch.
You do that, my friend, there'll be trouble for both of us. I'm not going away till you admit me.
Oh, wait there, then. This time of night, you come worrying about it. What is it you want?
I'm not going to talk about that on your doorstep.
Oh, well, come in, then. No?
No.
Now, indeed, you old fucker. Yes, see, don't stop. You're strangling me. Don't shout. Don't struggle. Over here. Now, you keep quiet. Listen. Do as I tell you, and you'll be unharmed. Not a one sound, and I'll wring your neck. Who are you? Never mind who I am. Just listen to what I have to tell you. But I'm an old man. I'm ill. It's a pity you didn't think of that before you decided to turn traitor to your country. No. I know who comes here. I know the kind of information you've been passing to the enemy. There are certain other things I do not know, and that's where you're going to help me. As I suspected, Forrest was merely a distributor of the secrets imparted to him. I questioned him remorselessly, long after the small hours of morning heralded the first great tinge of dawn. By the time his shop was due to open, I had a complete list of all the agents who called with information and the code numbers of those who came to collect it. But that was all. You open the shop and carry on your business in the usual way. Are you going? I won't be far away. If you try to escape, you'll be brought back immediately. 3 of my friends are outside at this moment, and believe me, they're watching you like hawks.
Blakeney, this is about the craziest idea the War House has ever had. Still, orders are orders. The dispatches will be delivered to your house first thing in the morning.
Yes, General.
And if you get through to General Conway, it will be one of the greatest services you've ever rendered. And maybe the only one, Blakeney?
I'm quite confident, sir. I shall get through.
Don't you be too confident. The obstacles don't necessarily lie waiting for you in France.
Oh, don't they?
No.
Where?
They're here in London.
Oh.
If the French get wind of your sailing, you can be sure that Citizen Chauvelin will have a reception committee waiting for you.
There's a man I'd really like to meet. Oh, terribly like to meet.
Well, in these circumstances, perhaps he'd even enjoy meeting you, Blakeney? Yes, well, now let's go to the club. Into the club. You can lunch with me, I suppose.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, there's an old friend of mine. Oh, will you excuse me for a moment, General?
Yes, well, of course, my dear.
John, a word with you. How do you suppose I can get in touch with that delightful little Countess, what's her name?
The Countess of Raville?
That's the same.
Between friends, perfect.
Of course.
Now, if I give you her address, you'll promise not to steal her from me.
Oh, faithfully. At least only temporarily. Then I shall return her to you intact.
Intact? Yes, of course.
Provided, of course, she leaves me intact. Not like poor old Clarges, for instance.
Good heavens, man, you don't think that...
You heard about him.
Yes, very sad indeed. Suicide, of course.
Whatever induced him to do it?
Oh, he was in a bad state. Debts were enormous. He owed me no less than £1,500, you know. Signatures all over the place.
Frightful.
You can't suppose that there's any connection between Clarge's death and the Countess Raville.
I suspect a slight case of l'amour, my dear John. L'amour. Clarges told me he was desperately in love with her.
Oh, poor fellow. And you want her address? Tempting Providence, what?
You know, on the day Clarges died, he sent me a little note.
Oh?
Yes, would you like to read it?
Yes, of course. Good heavens. Whatever did he mean by a grave mischief?
I've no idea at all.
Well, what makes you think our mutual friend can throw light on the mystery?
Oh, I believe the dear Countess was with him half an hour before his death. That'd be about the time he wrote the note, you know. I called on the Countess the same afternoon. She was not at home. That is to say, she was not at home to me. I was not surprised. That night I returned to the shop in 7 Dials. It was Thursday, the 16th of July. I spent the best part of 40 minutes preparing myself to receive Mr. Simon Forrest's very special client. It was not easy to effect a total disguise, but I relied on the chance of a first meeting. Forrest himself had no idea whom he was to expect. I think someone's arriving now. Listen. Stay in the back parlor. Not a sound.
You are Simon Forrest?
Yes, milady. At your service, milady.
I am looking for a small Louis XV table.
Newly gilded, milady.
Newly gilded.
And recently upholstered.
In flowered chintz. You were expecting me?
Yes, milady.
You are to keep this sealed envelope. You are to give it to the person who will ask for a small crystal chandelier. You will reply as follows.
It was an Englishman who called. A huge, murderous-looking ruffian with a deep scar on his cheek. I realized at once that if this man was not a murderer already, he had every intention of repairing the omission upon his first meeting with Sir Percy Blakeney. His name was Rufus Crouch. He had obviously been carefully selected for the job. No mean adversary to reckon with. A man of considerable intelligence. I gave him the sealed envelope left with me by the Countess of Raville.
July the 17th. An interesting date. Hey, old man? A lovely date, Mr. Croucher.
The following morning, I took the stage for Dover, keeping strictly to the letter of my arrangements with the General, with one slight exception.
We leave in 1 minute, my lord.
Everything all right, Tony?
Yes, Harding will meet you halfway, and Burns will be in Dover, well ahead of you.
Well, tell him to go to the Saracen Inn and hide the dispatches under a floorboard in his room. Now for the false ones. You got them ready?
Yes, here. Good luck, Blakeney.
See you when I get back. All being well in a month's time. Thank you.
If you'll pardon me, my lord, there'll be one other guest to share the table with you. A question of accommodation, you see, my lord. The inn is very crowded.
Blakeney.
You look surprised, Countess.
Well, you are the last person in the world I expected to see.
Our surprise is mutual.
The Dover coach doesn't usually stop here. A new mission, Sir Percy?
Of minor importance, hardly worth mentioning. And you?
Oh, I'm meeting some friends. Very boring, I'm afraid.
Ah, well, you can't expect excitement all the time. An hour after nightfall, we approached a lonely stretch of road some 20 miles from Dover. I knew that presently the blow would be struck, and my thoughts dwelt with some misgiving on the scarred image of Mr. Rufus Crouch. The success of my ultimate plan depended upon being deprived of the fake dispatches. But more important to me, on my ability to escape with my life after Mr. Crouch's primary object had been achieved. I consoled myself with the fact that Harding was now sitting in the driver's seat.
Oh! Hey, there! Whoa! What's all this about? Keep your seat, driver, and you'll stay unharmed. Look, there are no valuables inside the coach and precious few passengers. Stay in the coach, all of you. All except you, Blakeney. I want you out on the road. I've got 6 armed men with me. One false move and you're a dead duck.
Oh, I say, just tell me what you want and let me proceed on my journey.
Search him.
Oh.
Ah, good. Let me have that.
No, there's estate documents. No. Do you know the penalty?
Death for the man who carries them. They won't be with me long. Come on, Blakeney. Hey! The coach! Stop that car! Where's Blakeney?
Falling back. Well, put me down a quarter of a mile from the inn, will you?
Right.
When you find the driver, get along there and meet me.
I wonder who'll be there this time.
And if my guess is correct, Crouch has been instructed to hand the dispatches to the Countess. And that's why she was there today.
Oh.
And by now she should have company, someone I've been waiting to meet for a long time. We watched from a clump of bushes fringing the courtyard. First we saw Crouch in his hard, cutthroat center, and then a few minutes later, Coach rolled up to the front door. 17 of our men are surrounding the inn. Now, Collins will take care of Crouch's men. Harding,
Yeah?
you take over the back and signal me when you're ready.
Right.
Well, Countess, I'm glad to see you in such distinguished company. Stay over there, Crouch.
Oh, this is an outrage. I shall demand an inquiry.
Don't raise your voice so much, Countess. There's somebody else in the room. I want him to hear me.
Oh.
The curtain hides you, Sir John, but it won't stop a bullet. I advise you to come out. He looks scared, Harding.
For John Castle? Listen, the pity sake
Pity, Sir John? What pity did you feel for Clarges?
I can explain.
Explain. Those wonderful parties in which promising young officers lost their money and possessions at cards. What pity did you feel when you hounded them so that in desperation they sold you their country's secrets? And I wonder how much pity the Countess felt. when it became necessary for one of them to die.
You may think you are very clever, Sir Percy, in preventing me from reaching France and telling Chauvelin of your identity. There you have succeeded. But by now, those dispatches are on their way to France, and there is nothing that you can do to stop them.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
It was unfortunate that the dispatches which the Countess had so cleverly dispatched to France were the false ones. And a month later, when I returned from my successful mission to General Conway in France, many of the League were at my house waiting to welcome me. It was one of those rare occasions in which I had to relate an adventure instead of sharing it.
Well, what happened to Crouch, Blakeney?
Well, when I arrived in France, he was busy trying to explain to Chauvelin why an army of 10,000 Frenchmen waited 3 days off Dieppe for a British invasion.
And when you left?
And when I left, he was trying to explain why the invasion came from the land and therefore pushed the French army into the sea.
The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, is written by Joel Murcutt, with music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baroness Orksey's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Where the note came from or who delivered it, I never knew. But it was there, suddenly, on the library table of my home, when Tony Dewhurst and I returned to London after a day of writing.
Oh, I'm saddle sore, Blakeney.
Come into the library. A brandy will set you right.
Brandy? I think liniment might be better.
Oh, come now. Liniment is no drink for a gentleman. You'll find some very soft cushions on that couch.
Thank you, I'll stand.
Suit yourself.
I say, what's this?
What?
There's a letter on the table. Addressed to you and unopened.
That's strange. Wonder how it got in here. Wasn't here this morning. The servants are away and the house has been locked.
Must have been left by the ghost of some poor unfortunate who once went riding with you. Or maybe a lady.
I'm afraid not. Well, perhaps the best way to find out is to open it.
Love letter, Oba?
No, Tony. Anything but. Have a look.
Oh, well, if it's personal,
It's personal, all right. Too personal. The subject is blackmail.
Blackmail?
Read it.
Come personally with £500 to the Wayfarer's Inn at 10 o'clock tonight, or Citizen Chauvelin and all of France will be informed of the true identity of the Scarlet Pimpernel. Great Scott, Blakeney.
Perhaps you'd better have that drink after all, Tony.
Who wrote this, and how did they know? How did they ever find out?
That's really of secondary importance, I'm afraid. The main thing is somebody does know.
Are you going to pay this?
Pay a blackmailer? No. Because it would never stop with one payment. The price would grow and grow. And in the end, he'd do business with the French anyhow. There's quite a reward, you know.
Yeah, but there must be some way to... Who can that be?
Well, not the writer of this letter, certainly. Let's find out. Coming! Coming!
Blakeney, thank heaven you're here.
And I'm glad, too. A little more pounding on that door might have caved it in.
Now, look, this is no time for joking.
Oh, what's the matter, Harding?
Oh, hello, Tony. Glad you're here, too. It's this letter. It was left at my house sometime today.
Tony and I looked at each other. The piece of stationery Harding held was identical with the letter I had received. I read it. It said word for word exactly what my letter had said.
I can't understand it, Blakeney. It must be something I've done or said, unconsciously. Of course I'm not the Pimpernel, but I am a member of the League.
Calm down, Harding. Don't go blaming yourself.
What do you make of it, Blakeney?
I don't know, Tony. There's something afoot, but...
But what?
But the writer of this letter is not as certain as he seems to be, Harding. I received the very same letter myself.
You got one, too? Then you are known.
No, Harding, I'm not. Or else there wouldn't have been two letters, only one.
Well, how can you be certain?
Because I'll wager there's another duplicate of this letter at your home, Tony, and at the home of every other member of the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
You mean we're all known, and these letters are intended to bring our leader into the open?
Well, is that logical?
No. I see what you mean. In that case, the writer would know the letters would be compared by us, and we wouldn't fall for the trap. He's actually hoping we're not connected.
Precisely. Now, what else can you deduct from that?
I don't follow you.
Now, think about it, Harding. What is the one thing that is generally known about the Scarlet Pimpernel?
Well, that he's an Englishman of noble birth.
I see what you mean, Blakeney. That's all the writer knows, too. This same letter may have gone to every young gentleman at court in hopes that the Pimpernel might give himself away tonight.
Yes, Tony. I'm quite certain that's it. Because I'm certain that copies of this have gone to gentlemen we have never admitted to the League, or even considered for membership. Look, we better go to your home and see if you do have a letter.
Right. Come along, Harding.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Our conclusions were correct. Tony and other members of the League did receive similar letters, and so had every other young gentleman at court. It was quite a topic of conversation.
You mean to say you got one too, Sir Percy?
Yes, I'm most annoyed, wasting my time with such trash. Spoil the party, too. Nobody's even dancing.
You getting one? Now I know it's a joke. You accused of being the Scarlet Pimpernel. I must tell Lady Faring.
Oh, well, you've certainly made her happy, Blakeney.
Yes, hope she chokes on that laugh.
Oh, don't be bitter, old boy. You're an idiot by choice, you know.
Oh, I know, but it sometimes irritates me that people believe it. Makes me wonder about it myself.
Hey, who's that vision in the doorway?
Oh, that's Christine Hobson. You know, George Hobson's sister. I heard she was back.
Oh, from where?
She's been in Rome for the past 3 years. Well, it hasn't hurt her, I must say. I was wondering if she'd be here tonight.
She almost wasn't. It's almost midnight.
I think I'll go over and pay my respects. Keep the gossip going, will you?
Right.
Good evening, Christine.
How do you do?
Oh, come now. You must remember who I am. Sir Percy Blakeney.
Oh, Sir Percy. Of course, forgive me, I wasn't thinking. I was looking about for my brother. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm so furious with him. What a thing to do to me. And on my first visit to court since I got back.
Oh, good heavens. You make it sound as though he'd committed a murder.
No, but I might commit one when I see him. Making me come alone, humiliating me so he can pursue some silly joke.
Oh, no, I'm sure George wouldn't do that to you deliberately, you know. He may have been delayed somewhere.
No, he's delayed all right, and I know where. At the Wayfarer's Inn, probably with some silly friends.
The Wayfarer's Inn?
Yes, he was laughing about some silly letter he got today, and then instead of bringing me here this evening straight off, he said he'd come and get me at 10:30 after he'd seen what kind of a trick his friends were up to.
Even as I left her, my mind was filled with a picture of George Hobson. Young, capricious, a practical joker. He had a rash courage, but he had never been asked to join the League. We had been unable to trust his impulsiveness. And now our fears were justified. I almost knew, with a sickening tightness that gripped my stomach, what had happened.
What's the matter, Blakeney? You look pale.
Get a couple of men, as quietly as possible. Bring them out to the stables.
Why? What's wrong?
You've got to get to the Wayfarer's Inn. George Hobson got one of those letters. He thought it was a joke, went out there tonight. He never came back to bring Christine here.
They're dead, Blakeney.
Some of you search the other rooms on this floor. Fuchs and Harding, try upstairs. A few of you go out at the back. See if you can find any other bodies. Any trace of Hobson.
Oh, what a shambles.
Yes.
What's over there?
Fight didn't get to this corner of the room. These two tables are all right. The men who were sitting here were drinking red wine, some bread and cheese on the plates.
8 glasses.
Yes, 8. Against those 3 and Hobson. The innkeeper's old, and so is his wife. Hobson and that soldier must have put up a tremendous battle.
Well, if they'd killed Hobson, too, the body'd be here.
Yes, I know.
That means you were right. It's the French, sure enough. And they've taken him alive.
They don't mean to keep him alive, though. Get the men.
What do we do?
There's only one thing we can do. Go to France and get him back.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Getting George Hobson back was easier said than done. By the time we reached Paris, the report of the capture had spread like wildfire. Everywhere, posters proclaimed that the Republic had triumphed over its most notorious enemy. Members of the League, in various French disguises, spread out over the city to learn whatever they could. My source of information was a barmaid who worked in a tavern near the Conciergerie prison. As though you know what they will do.
I tell you they will not. He will be tried tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Have you been serving yourself instead of the customer, citizeness?
I said tomorrow.
Bah, if that were so, crowds would even now be gathering for seats in the Ministry of Justice. Announcements of the tribunal would be everywhere.
You think so, smart one, huh? Did it not occur to you that this trial might differ from others?
I will let you know when I see it.
You will not see it, citizen.
Oh, yes, I will. I will pay 100 francs in gold for a seat to see that one condemned.
1,000 francs would not bring you your wish, because nobody will see the trial.
Woman, do not talk like a fool.
Oh, I a fool? Look in the glass for a fool, citizen. I know whereof I speak. Would you like to wager your 100 francs that I speak the truth?
Oui.
Then pay me now, smart one, because the prisoner will be tried right where he is.
So, you came to Paris, hoping for a bit of fun. All I find is this ridiculous talk about the blasted Scarlet Pimpernel.
Ridiculous, eh? Well, this time we have your meddling countrymen right in our hands.
Ah.
You'll be hearing no more of the Scarlet Pimpernel after tomorrow. Rest assured.
Oh, Chauvelin, what have you done? Have you picked up some innocent Englishman so you may cut his head off and substantiate this ridiculous
I
myth?
tell you the Pimpernel is no myth. He's an English nobleman named George Hobson.
Oh, Hobson. George Hobson. Oh, what a joke. Don't you see Georgie's pulling your leg, Chauvelin? Oh, he's a terrible prankster, you know.
Well, he will find the guillotine has no sense of humor.
Oh, dear me. I do believe you're serious. But you actually intend to kill the fella? Oh, my dear Chauvelin. It'll be resented. Why, I know his sister. She'll be very mortified.
That's too bad, Sir Percy. France will send a note of condolence.
I'm going home at once. I can't have fun here while you've got everyone stirred up about the English. I gave Tony his instructions. Then I went to the prison. Alone and unsuspected, I got to Hobson. He was stunned as I dressed him and made him up, but his nerves were good despite the beating he had taken.
Blakeney, you the Pimpernel? Well, I can't believe it. You'll be the last I'd have suspected.
Why? Because I've seemed such an ass? Hold your head still, will you? The nose isn't right yet.
I can't leave you here in my place. My own stupidity.
Never mind that now. I'll get out all right. That guard, Louis, did he make any trouble?
Well, his fists aren't soft, but neither am I.
Good fellow. Well, we'll take care of him. There. Now you're ready. I'll call the guard, and remember,
Just glare at everyone on the way out. Just glare. Not a word of conversation, though.
Don't worry, I'll be glaring like a madman.
Good. Good luck.
Guard! Come, open the cell, before I order you all flogged!
I listened for a commotion, but none came, and I knew Hobson had got clear. I also knew that Tony would be putting the plan for my rescue into action at the home of Citizen Chauvelin.
What's that you ask of me, Captain?
I merely asked Citizen Chauvelin if you have been at the conciergerie prison this evening.
What makes you ask that?
Perhaps I am overly nervous because of the cursed Pimpernel, citizen. But my men and I were passing near the prison a while ago, and we saw you go in and come out.
What?
We were not spying on you, citizen, just observing. Somehow the way you walked did not seem quite like you, and I later got to wondering about...
But it was not me. I have not been near the prison this evening.
You see, men, you see what I told you, the walk.
Sacre, who was it?
It must have been one of the Pimpernel's men. Oh, I should have known. The gate guard said you had been to see the prisoner.
If they have let the Pimpernel escape, I see every one of them condemned.
But the man who masqueraded as you came out alone. The prisoner must still be there. Perhaps he went in just to tell him of a rescue plan.
Those idiot guards! You are an observant man, Captain. You and your men, come with me.
It worked. I could hear Chauvelin's voice raging even from my dungeon as he berated the guards for letting an imposter past them. And the guard Louis got clever too late.
You fools! I gave strict orders that everyone was to be challenged. But it seemed like you, citizen.
How do I know that you are Citizen Chauvelin? How do I know that you are not an impostor now, and the one who was here before real?
I will tell you how, citizen. By these papers which you should have asked the last man for.
I am sorry, citizen. But how could I know? I saw your face.
I'll deal with you later. That prisoner had better be there, though. Take the keys from him, Captain.
Oh, oui, gladly. Let us go and make certain the Pimpernel is still there.
They came down and the cell opened. Then Chauvelin saw me, and his mouth dropped open in surprise at the sight of his own face on somebody else. But before he could cry out, Tony dropped him neatly with a blow behind the ear.
Sorry, Chauvelin, but we've got to leave somebody here.
Nice work, men. Come on, let's go. He'll be out for a few minutes, and even when he comes to, he's going to have a task convincing anybody he really is Chauvelin.
Oh, I'm confused myself, and I know what's happening.
Oh, in case I forget, on the way out, remind me to tell the commandant of the guard something very important.
Oh, what?
Oh, just an order for that guard Louis to be given 50 lashes. Oh, after all, we can't let him mistreat an English gentleman like Hobson, can we? Gentlemen, mustn't overdo it. Shall we go? It's damp down here.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
But, Citizen Chauvelin, how was I to know? It looked like you. He came in and went out. Then you came in. Then you said there was somebody else in the dungeon who looked like you.
Silence! You will be given 100 lashes.
I've already had 50 that the impostor ordered.
You should have 1,000. Look at this. Look at this note from the Pimpernel.
They seek him here. They seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. But is the Pimpernel really one man? And which man, I wonder, is Chauvelin?
The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, with music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baroness Orczy's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Winter did what logic and reason had not been able to do. It drove the people of Paris indoors each night and put a temporary end to murder and violence. Tony Dewhurst and I seemed to be the only living creatures awake and about in the darkness. Quiet night, Blakeney? Yes. Might as well turn in soon, Tony. If we don't, patrolling troops might start asking questions. I doubt it. They think the English are crazy anyhow, when we are dressed warmly enough. They'd be more liable to stop us if we were disguised as Frenchmen. You mean like this afternoon? That rag figure disguise of yours was magnificent. Why have you been doing that? To establish an identity that might be useful later on.
The citizens who live in and around the Rue Francois now accept me as one of them.
And the citizens of Montmartre know you as a public letter writer.
And those near the Tuileries as a beggar. If any one of my characters becomes suspect, he can be transformed into one of the others, and even join in the hunt for himself.
Oh, you never cease to amaze me. No wonder you drive Chauvelin mad. What's his latest reward offer for the Scarlet Pimpernel, eh?
Rather good. $500,000 francs now.
Oh, well, if it gets much better, it'll almost pay you to turn yourself in. I'm rather tempted to...
A woman. Up ahead. Come on.
Sounds like she was being murdered.
There's an alley that cuts off to the right about 200 yards ahead. Might have come from there.
Yes. Look, 3 men. Yeah, they saw us, running the other way. They must be the attackers. Oh, I want to keep after them.
No. Too many winding streets. Get to that woman if we can find her. Here's the place.
It's pitch black.
Shh. She's here, all right. This way, I think.
There, Blakeney.
Here she is. I almost fell over. She's still...
What is it, Blakeney?
Knife in her back. Madame.
I did not tell them.
What didn't you tell them? Who were they?
English? You are English?
Yes.
Save the officer.
Try to talk, madame. Try to tell me more.
Save the officer. Tomorrow night.
Yes?
Tavern Fleur Bleu.
What about the tavern? And who are the others?
I'm afraid that's all, Tony.
What?
She's dead. But we'll have to leave her here. Oh, what's this?
What?
In her hand.
What is it?
A piece of fabric. Rough and heavy, like the pocket of a man's jacket.
What does that mean?
Well, it may have been something she ripped from one of them in the struggle. Well, I'd better take this. Shh. Sounds like a patrol. Let's get away from here.
Coming from the other end of the alley. There's a torch flicker there.
All right. Come on, out the way we came.
If only we'd been able to be close enough to help the first time she screamed.
Well, perhaps we can prevent somebody else from screaming in the same manner.
How?
By dining tomorrow night at the Tavern Fleur Bleu. The Tavern of the Blue Flower. The Tavern Fleur Bleu was hardly the place for English gentlemen. I made use of my rag-picker disguise, and Tony donned the dress of an impoverished and not too clean citizen of the Republic. We had been toying with a cheap bitter wine for an hour when the door opened and 3 men came in.
Those comrades seem to be well known here.
They're not exactly strangers to us, either.
You mean the 3 men from last night? How can you tell?
The heavy-set one. Notice anything?
No, Oh, a pocket missing from his jacket.
And the jacket matches the piece of fabric I have. Stay here.
What are you going to do?
Talk to him. Bonsoir, citizen.
Huh? Bonsoir, citizen. What can I do for you?
A matter of business, comrade.
Huh?
I am Pierre Louvet, rag picker from Rue Francois.
You hear, comrade? The rag picker has a matter of business to discuss with me. I must introduce myself formally, too, huh? I am Henri Vernier. I have no profession, but I wish to be a millionaire. Can you help me in my ambition, rag picker?
Maybe more so than you think. One can often do wonders with a piece of rag.
Indeed.
Make a patch for the citizen's missing pocket, perhaps.
A good patch would have to match the rest of the jacket, citizen.
I can match it, I assure you. Perfectly.
In that case, I am interested, citizen.
I thought you would be. Can we discuss it privately?
We? Privately. You will pardon us, comrade. We can do our business outside, citizen.
We left the tavern and went into the street. But I had seen the sharp glance Henri Vernier had given his 2 comrades. I knew that they would be moving behind us in the darkness. But I knew something else, too. Tony Dewhurst would also be behind us.
This fabric you spoke of, citizen, where did you get it?
I found it in the hands of a dead woman. I could have notified the authorities, of course.
They would not have cared.
Why not, citizen?
Because the woman was suspect, accused of treason against the Republic.
And you have taken the place of the guillotine, eh, comrade?
What does it matter to you?
You have said the authorities would not care. Are you then an official executioner?
That does not matter with an executioner, citizen. Who cares if he is official, so long as he is effective? And I am effective, as you will soon know.
Even as he spoke, I heard the padded steps of his henchmen, and they set upon me just as I caught the glint of a knife blade in Henri Vernier's hand. I twisted away from his thrust, grappled with him, and I felt the impact of Tony Dewhurst hurtling into the fray. The surprise of his attack gave us power for a brief moment, and Vernier's henchmen crumpled to the ground under our fists. Vernier turned to run, but Tony threw him off balance. I pounced on him, pinning his arms to his side.
Oh, let me go! Let me go!
That is better, citizen. Now we can continue our discussion, eh? Why did you kill that woman last night?
She had money. That was all. For money. Look, I will pay you well.
You will never pay me or anybody else unless you tell the truth. Because you were planning to meet somebody else tonight, weren't you? Another victim.
No, I
don't lie. The woman last night told us there were others. She spoke to us before she died. If you do not tell us, perhaps your comrades will, to save their necks, since you seem to be the leader.
No, they know nothing. They have only assisted me for a share. Listen to me, Ragpicker. You are a man of powerful physique. You and your friend can take the places of these two fools and learn the feel of gold. If you are wise, accusing me will get you nothing.
Well, now we are getting somewhere, eh, comrade?
It would seem so.
Come, let us get away from these two before they are fully roused. And the comrade with the missing pocket may buy us some wine while he tells us how we may come to know the feel of gold. We returned to the Tavern Fleur Bleue and took a corner bench where we would not be overheard. The tavern was still crowded, and the men were making coarse jibes at a pretty and nervous young girl who crouched close to the door as though she were waiting for somebody. I noticed Vernier casting nervous glances at her. All right, Comrade Henri. The ragpicker and I await your proposition.
Well, I have the means of obtaining certain information.
What kind of information?
I have a friend in a high place who supplies me with the names of persons suspected of treason before they are arrested.
This friend, he gave you the name of the woman who was killed last night?
Yes.
I see. And to what use do you put this information?
When it is thought that the accused may have money, gold, or jewelry.
Yes. Go on.
I approach them with word that they have been accused and arrest is imminent.
And then?
I tell them that escape from Paris can be arranged if they can pay for it.
Then you set a time and a meeting place where they are to bring the money to you, after which you take them out and murder them. Is that it?
Oui. What does it matter? I profit, and they are saved the horror of the guillotine.
A nice business, eh, comrade? Oh, very nice, citizen. Tell me, Vernier, if the people you murder are suspect, why aren't they arrested as soon as they are accused?
Because my contact manages to delay until I have had time to make arrangements.
And in return, he gets a share of the money you collect.
Oui.
Who is your contact?
Do you suppose me to be a fool, citizen? That one thing I keep to myself, for his protection and my own.
Our new friend is clever. Oh, yes, very clever.
Do you wish to join me or not?
Oui, comrade. We will join you.
Good. Meet me here, then, 3 nights hence, and...
Oh, no, comrade. We wish to join you at once. There was to be a customer tonight, wasn't there? Who, Vernier?
The girl by the door.
Aha.
Her name is Laurette Dumaret. She will have the money on her, 5,000 in gold.
Oh, then we must relieve her of it at once. Eh, comrade?
Oui, at once. She has been instructed not to recognize me here, but when I leave, she will follow. I will walk along the Place Blanche, and you will follow in 5 minutes.
Oh, no, we go with you, citizen.
But I tell you...
5,000 in gold is a great deal of money. We would not want you to run into the hands of some dishonest ruffian and be robbed.
Oh, no, that would be unthinkable. We must protect your interest, comrade.
Besides, I do not like to miss executions.
My knife is most effective, comrade.
When it permits screams, such as last night? No. My hands are strong. No screams come from the throat they touch.
I see you have a talent for our business. Perhaps our meeting has been fortunate.
Most fortunate. Let us not keep the lady waiting. We left the tavern, and the girl followed us like a sheep being led to slaughter, until Henri turned off Place Blanche and stopped in the deep shadow under an arch. The girl came panting after us.
Monsieur, I was afraid I would lose you. You walk so fast.
The money, mademoiselle.
It is here. Here, the promised amount. All I have, and yet not really enough for what you do for me.
It is enough, mademoiselle, for what this one would do for you.
How true, comrade. Now you must dispatch the lady from Paris, as we agreed.
Yes. Mademoiselle, we have not much time. Listen, whatever I do, it will not hurt, mademoiselle. Pretend to faint, mademoiselle. Do not resist.
No,
In her hysteria, the girl resisted me. And even as my hand closed over her mouth to shut off her screams, I saw something glinting in the darkness. The sickening realization of what it was came to me too late. Vernier's hand sent his knife plunging into her back.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Laurette du Marais crumpled in my arms as Vernier's knife struck. And before he could deliver a second blow, Tony was upon him. I lowered the girl to the ground and turned to the fight just in time to see the knife descend again. Only this time, under the pressure of Tony's grasp, Vernier was his own victim. The blade plunged into his chest. He staggered a few feet and then fell. I'm sorry, Blakeney. You had no choice. He'd have done for you. And for me as well, given the chance. Quickly, we've got to do something for the girl. Get away from here.
Is she alive?
I think so. I managed to pull her away from his thrust, but somebody must have heard her screams.
We can't very well carry her with patrols about.
We might get away with it. Carry her with one arm held about each of our shoulders. But if we can find a couple of empty wine bottles and some rubbish heap as we go.
A drunken trio, is that what you have in mind?
It's our only chance.
What are you doing with your shirt?
Ripping off part of it to staunch that wound. Better make sure Vernier's dead.
He's dead, all right.
Good. Quickly, help me lift the lady. That's fine. Now, let's go.
I think I see somebody moving. Up ahead there.
Oh, then we'd better set our act to a little music, old boy. Better stagger our steps a bit. That's it.
She seems to be coming around, Blakeney.
Yes. Ugly wound, though. It'll be a while before she can be moved.
Where am I?
Don't move, mademoiselle. You're in the hands of friends.
You...
Now, please don't scream.
You speak now as if I was English.
We too are English. I tried to tell you that you would not be harmed before. I suppose I should have known how frightened you'd be. The man who was with us wanted to kill you.
But he was going to get me out of Paris.
Yes, by way of his knife. I'm sure you'll prefer our way.
I see. Do they call one of you the Scarlet Pimpernel?
I have that honor, mademoiselle. No, don't try to sit up. You're badly injured.
I know. How did you come to be with that man?
We were pretending to join forces with him. He had been obtaining names of accused persons from some official of the Republic, pretending to offer help as he offered it to you. Unfortunately, in your defense, we had to kill him before learning the name of the official. Actually, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm afraid it matters a great deal, old boy. Oh, why? He can't operate without having a murderer like Vernier do his bidding? The services of murderers are easily obtained in Paris. He'll find another, and more lives will be lost.
And I am to blame, monsieur. Because I was afraid.
No, I was at fault. But you can be of service.
How?
Tony, there's a map of the city in that cupboard. Get it, will you? Of course.
What can I do?
Now, just tell me where you live, so that I can locate it on the map.
Rue Berthier, number 5.
Here, help me spread it out, please. What do you expect to find? Just a minute. Uh-huh. Yes, here we are. Rue Berthier. What's on your mind now? A fairly simple process, Tony. Here's Rue Berthier. Here's the location at the Taverne Bleue, which Vernier made his headquarters. Yes. If you were going to accuse somebody of treason, where would you go to make the accusation? Well, I don't know.
Accusations must be made before some member of Committee of Public Safety.
Precisely. Do you know who accused you?
No. It could have been any one of many. I have not hidden my dislike for the new order.
Well, whoever he was, it's certain he made his accusation to some member of the committee with quarters in this general area. A place near and convenient. You have the homes and headquarters of all members of the committee marked off there? Yes, and there are 3 of them in the area I have circled. See? Simon lives here, Roger here, and Forte here. One of them must be our man. I see your point, Blakeney. But how do we find out which one? You will go to all 3 of them, each in turn, and make an accusation. An accusation against who? Against me, dear chap. Remember, I have several identities. Yes. So, tomorrow you will go first to Simon. Make a charge of treason against the beggar at the Tuileries. But how Listen to me. After that, we watch the hovel I use as a residence for the beggar. If Simon is not our man, troops will come to make an arrest. If he is our man, a murderer will come. Exactly. But remember, in each case, you must bait the trap. In addition to charging treason, you must also say that the man you charge is suspected of having hidden wealth. I understand.
Monsieur, will you be in great danger?
Don't fret, my dear lady. Nobody lives forever, and it's a game I enjoy.
I pray that nothing happens to you, monsieur.
And I, mademoiselle, pray that nothing happens to other innocents such as you. The next day, Tony made his accusation against a beggar that didn't really exist. But Citizen Simon was not our man. Within an hour, we saw troops pounding at the door of the beggar's hovel. We slipped away. Well, you'll never be able to beg near the Tuileries again, Blakeney. Obviously not. Our next approach is to Citizen Roger. Now, who do I accuse? The public letter writer of Montmartre. You know what to say? Yes. Then go and see the gentleman and say it.
Oui, comrade. I am Citizen Roger. Now, what do you wish to see me about?
A matter of duty on my part, citizen. I wish to denounce a traitor.
And who are you?
Citizen Lamennais.
You will bear witness against the one you accuse?
I will testify before the tribunal gladly.
Good. My pen. Citizen Lamennais. Now, who is the accused?
Georges Perrault, the public letter writer. 12 Rue Citron in Montmartre.
Public letter writer. trash to feed to Madame la Guillotine.
I wish I knew where the old fool hides it. Gold.
Huh? Gold, citizen? What is that about gold?
Oh, it is rumored that he has much gold hidden away. And I believe it. I have heard whispers that he has passed messages for the Scarlet Pimpernel and been well paid.
Very well, citizen. When the letter writer is taken, you will be called upon to testify. Au revoir, citizen.
Au revoir to you too, citizen.
Roger was our man, all right. This time, no troops appeared. The day passed, and night came, and still we watched from a vantage point until a lone man slipped along the street and stopped at the doorway under observation. I left Tony to wait in hiding, and I approached the stranger as he knocked softly.
You wish a letter written at this time of night, citizen?
You are citizen George Darrow?
Oui?
You should not be about so freely, citizen.
Why not?
Because this very day you have been accused of treason.
Oh. How do you know this?
I have a list of accused. If you wish to get out of Paris and save your neck, I can arrange it for a price.
But I am a poor man.
Those who go to the guillotine have no pleasure from their gold. How much can you pay?
I have no money.
50,000. 50,000 or die.
I will need time. It is hidden.
Tomorrow night, an hour past midnight.
Bring
it to the abandoned church near the Le Mans gate. I will meet you there.
No. I will need another hour. And a place better known to me. A dark and lonely place. The promenade by the Seine at the foot of Place Diavolo.
But... All right. But bring me money. I must be paid.
Do not fear, monsieur. You will be paid.
What the devil are you writing there, Blakeney? An invitation to a murder, that's all. When I finish it, we can find a messenger and have it delivered to Citizen Roger of the Committee of Public Safety.
What is it?
A note telling him to appear on the Seine Promenade at 2 a.m. if he wants his share of 50,000 francs. That will bring him.
Isn't that your rendezvous with the killer?
Yes. We'll watch from nearby.
Watch what?
Roger will make every attempt to disguise himself in case he should be seen. And in the dark, he will meet a very nervous killer. A killer who will be expecting me. A killer who will probably lurk under the stair and then strike from behind.
Then Roger's order to kill you turns out to be an order for his own execution.
Yes, Tony. At midnight, we hid at the far end of the promenade. As I expected he would, the killer came early, and long before the appointed hour secreted himself under the stairs. The night grew tense as we waited for Roger to appear. And then, finally, muffled steps echoed along the street leading to the promenade. They sounded hollow as he made the descent to the river.
I can barely make out his figure. It's so dark.
Yes. It might be you, or me, or anybody. To a killer, it will look like the man he expects.
He stopped, right at the foot of the steps.
Who are you? The money. I cannot find the money.
A fear-ridden fool. Fear makes him kill. Fear makes him run.
But he's getting away scot-free.
Free, Tony? A man like that? At liberty, perhaps, but never free of his dreams. He'll be a prisoner every night. A tortured prisoner for as long as he lives. Let's walk along the river, shall we?
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
If you look over there, Lorette, where the mist is clearing, you will see England.
Ah, yes. You love your country, monsieur. It is in your voice when you say the name.
It's a proud name. So was the name of France once. And it will be again. Sanity will return. Honest men will spring up to fight the new tyranny.
I wish I had your faith, monsieur.
You are my faith, Lorette. All women are my faith. Because you'll marry one day and bear sons. And no woman ever brings a son into the world wanting him to be a slave.
You think my children may one day be able to go back there in freedom and in safety?
Yes, Lorette, in freedom and in safety. Someday, I hope. Someday, soon.
The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, is written by Joel Murcutt, with music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Presenting Marius Goring, star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baron Thorpe's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring as Sir Percy Blakeney.
There's an old French saying, pas affaires de cœur, mais affaires de guerre, which means not affairs of the heart, but affairs of war. And that's how it's usually been with Tony Dewhurst and myself. Yet there was an occasion when we found ourselves cast in the roles of matchmakers, and we flatter ourselves we did it rather well. It began one day when we were resting at our beach cottage outside Dover. We were walking along the cliffs, when suddenly below us something attracted Tony's attention.
Look, Blakeney, there's someone in the water.
Oh, so there is. Chilly day for swimming, don't you think?
Swimming to hang. That fellow's in trouble. He's thrown up his arms and gone under.
Well, he's up again now, waving for help.
Oh, we've got to do something.
Well, there's a track down here to the beach. Come on, then, let's go. Tony was first to look into the cliff. As we raced across the sand, he flung off his coat. A quick plunge into the water, and his powerful strokes drew him quickly towards the stricken swimmer. A couple of minutes later, a limp body in his arms, he waded ashore.
Still alive, thank goodness. But better get us back up to the cottage, I think.
Huh? Yeah, it's a girl.
You wouldn't have lost her in the water. Put me like a tiger.
Drowning people always do. Yeah, I put my coat round her shoulders, keep her warm. That's it. Now give it to me.
I'll take that.
Don't be a fool. You're just about done in.
It was a bit of a struggle. You got her all right?
Yes. Gather up your clothes. Wrap yourself well. The sooner you're both indoors in front of a fire, the better. By the time we reached the cottage, the girl had come to. It wasn't until her clothes had dried and she had a large bowl of hot soup, and till we brushed aside her protestations of gratitude, that we finally heard her story.
First of all, I'd best tell you my name, I suppose. It's Rosemary. Rosemary Bardolph.
That's a good English name.
Where do you come from, Rosemary?
Close by to here, sir. From Sandwich.
You live with your parents?
Oh, my father, sir. My mother stayed with long years, sir. Father's Jem Bardolph, the fisherman.
How on earth did you come to be in the water?
I just waded in, sir.
You mean it wasn't an accident?
No, sir.
You went in there deliberately.
Yes, sir.
To drown yourself?
Yes, sir. People wanted on me, I know. I'm glad now you chanced along and saved me.
But why? Why did you do it?
I'd rather not say.
You must tell us. Lovely young girls of, how old are you, Rosemary?
Going on for 19, sir.
Lovely young girls who are going on for 19 don't try to commit suicide unless it's for a very good reason.
Oh, it was for a good enough reason, sir.
Well, do tell us, please. We may be able to help.
Well, if you must know, it were on account of Pierre.
Pierre?
Pierre L'Etoile, an odd foreign name. He's French.
Well, you mean the L'Etoiles who live in the big white house along the cliffs there?
You know them, sir.
Oh, very well, eh, Tony?
Oh, very well.
Then you must know Pierre, too.
Yes, we know Pierre, too.
It's a small world, as they say. Please, sir, you'll not tell him anything about this, will you?
Not if you don't want us to.
Oh, thank you.
You still haven't explained, you know.
About doing what I did to you. Well, it's because I'm in love with Pierre, you see. And he's in love with me.
Yes, right.
And nothing can come of it, ever.
Well, why not?
Pierre's the gentry, sir. I'm a fisherman's daughter.
Yes, but surely if you're in love with each other...
My father'll have none of it, sir. Nor will Pierre.
Well, why not?
He's already obligated, sir.
Engaged to marry someone else, you mean?
Yes, sir. Oh, we met last evening and told him he'd had a big quarrel with his father. But it were no good and he was forbidden to see me again. After he'd gone, I cried all night. And this morning I walked along the cliffs and it all seemed so hopeless.
You decided to end it, eh?
Yes, sir.
I see. Well, you come along. We'll take you home now.
Oh, you don't need to bother, sir. I'm all right now, and I know my way.
Well, it's no bother. Besides, I want to meet your father.
You'll not tell him, sir. Please, you must.
On one condition, my dear.
What's that?
That you give us your solemn promise never to try anything so idiotic again.
Oh, I should never do it again, sir. I can see now how foolish it were.
Promise?
I promise.
Jem Bardolph proved to be a tough, durable little man, sun-tanned with a grained face like good British oak. With as much delicacy as we could, we broached the subject of Rosemary and young L'Etoile. He turned on her at once angrily.
So you've been talking about that again, have you? And the strangers, too. Shame on you, lad.
I'm sorry, Father.
Now, you mustn't blame Rosemary, Mr. Bardolph. You see, well, we chanced upon her this morning.
And we could see she was very unhappy, so we persuaded her to tell us.
I assure you she was most reluctant. If there's any blame, it's ours.
Well, that's as maybe. But what I always say is private affairs should stay private.
In the normal course, yes, I quite agree. But it so happens we know Pierre L'Etoile, and find the whole thing a little difficult to understand.
How do you mean?
Well, he's a fine young man, steady, reliable, sincere.
Well, I've nothing against him personally, if that's what you're getting at.
Well, then why do you refuse to allow Rosemary to see him?
Because oil and water don't mix, that's why, nor never will.
What, you mean...
I mean my daughter's my daughter. He's gentry. No good never comes of such things. Why don't he stick to his own kind?
Because he loves me, that's why. He wouldn't marry me if he could.
Yeah, that's what they all say. But when it comes to the point, it's a different story.
Pierre's not like that, Father.
Then why don't he marry you? Tell me that.
You know why. Because he's not allowed. Because he's already beholden to another.
Sorry, the excuse be good enough.
I'm sure you'll do Pierre less than justice.
So am I. Mr. Bardolph, suppose by some means Pierre's parents were persuaded to change their minds. Suppose they agreed to his marrying Rosemary.
Why talk of the impossible?
In our experience, nothing's impossible till it's proven so. You want your daughter to be happy, don't you?
Aye.
Then if they did approve the match, you'd not oppose it.
Wait a minute, sir. Now, I've not said that.
No, but you will say it now, won't you?
Well, if they say it's all right, and he still wants to marry her, I'd not stand in her way.
Good. That's all we want to know. Come on, Tony. Where are we going? Got to find Pierre and his father, of course. As we made our way towards the Twelves' home, we were, I must confess, in some little doubt. 5 years ago, at the height of the terror, when Tony and I had brought the Twelves out of France to the safety of England, Pierre had been a boy of 16. We liked him then and admired his steadfastness. But sometimes people change as they grow up. Perhaps old Barolf had been right about him. Then, as we neared the entrance drive, we saw him. He ran forward eagerly to meet us, and in 2 minutes we knew we'd not been wrong.
I do now, monsieur. You must believe that from the bottom of my heart.
And you really want to marry her?
It is my greatest wish.
Well, then why don't you just elope with her?
It is not possible.
It's been done before.
I should have thought anything so romantic would appeal to a Frenchman.
No, that is popular fantasy. It is you English who are romantic.
Well, I've never noticed it.
It is true, I assure you. We French are the practical ones. First, you see, I am promised to Suzette Deschamps.
Little Suzette? Oh, so that's who you're supposed to marry.
Yes, monsieur.
You'll never have that, eh?
Yes, indeed.
She's only a child. At least she was when she and her parents came to England.
Well, that was 4 years ago. I dare say she's grown up now.
That is almost 18, monsieur. And very lovely.
But not so lovely that you want to marry her.
One does not give his heart to two. Suzette and I have been friends since childhood, but that is all.
How does she feel about it, eh?
There is a young Englishman, an officer of the guard, the Honorable Rollo Chaussee.
And she's in love with him?
Yes, I think so. But of course she's an obedient daughter.
You mean she's going to do what she's told?
Yes, monsieur. And apart from Suzette, if I were to elope with Rosemary, I would be dispossessed.
Oh, cut off without a penny, eh?
That is what my father has said.
Well, I suppose you were. You're not afraid of work, are you?
Oh, no, monsieur. I want to work. In fact, I must tell you, sir, I have a big exciting dream. You have heard of New South Wales?
The new colony in the South Seas?
Yes.
But that's a convict settlement, isn't it?
Oh, they want free men, too, to till the soil and civilize the wilderness. That is my dream. To go there with Rosemary, to have our own land and farm, to grow wheat for bread and grapes for wine.
Well, why don't you take her there?
Need money, monsieur, for our passages, to buy land and tools and to build a home.
Oh, we could lend you enough.
Thank you, monsieur, but I could not take her.
Well, why not?
That is too much to ask. Besides, I am what I suppose you call a dutiful son. Though my father is so difficult over this side. Well, I honor and respect his decision. I could not go against his wishes.
I see. What it amounts to is that unless your father can be induced to change his mind, you can never hope for this dream of yours to come true.
That is so, monsieur.
Right. Well, we must talk to him. See what we can do.
I am grateful for your interest, but it will do no good. You will waste your breath. I know.
No harm wasting a little breath now and then in a good cause. Come on, Tony. Yeah, I was right, of course. The trial welcomed us as old and valued friends, but as soon as we got onto the subject of Pierre and Rosemary, his face set in stubborn, obdurate lines.
No. Absolutely and definitely 1,000 times no.
But sure.
Sir, you and your Stuart wanted myself and my family a great service. At much risk to yourself, you brought us out of fear and danger. You gave us something we had forgotten. Freedom. You almost certain saved our lives.
You exaggerate.
No. It is true. I was grateful then, and I still am today. I would do anything you want. You know that.
Except the one thing we ask.
That, I am afraid, is impossible. I am Pierre's father. I must be the one who is allowed to decide what is best for his future.
Even fathers can be wrong sometimes.
Surely you must be, monsieur. He really loves this girl.
A mere infatuation.
We don't think so. At any rate, he doesn't love Suzette.
But what has love to do with marriage?
Well, a great deal, I should have thought.
Pierre is a good boy, Suzette is a good girl. Love will come later.
And if it doesn't?
They are of the one world. They have known each other since they were children. There will always be mutual affection and respect. Oh, many marriages have succeeded or left.
So that's your final answer as well?
It is.
And the wedding to be, when?
A week from tomorrow.
So soon?
Oh, the sooner it is over, the sooner Pierre will forget his fisherman's daughter. I hope you will both do us the honor to be present.
Oh, yes. Yes, we'll be there, all right.
as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
I left Tony at an inn close by L'Etoile's house. I had given him certain instructions, while I did myself the honor of calling on Suzette's father, André Deschamps. It was our first meeting since the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel had smuggled his family out of France 4 years earlier. Deschamps was delighted. So was I. Not only to meet him again, but to find I had not erred in my recollection of him. He was a big man, tall, about the same build as myself, and that was important. I broached the subject of Pierre and his daughter, but only casually.
Yes. They are to be married a week from today. Pierre and my little Suzette. It seems only yesterday they were children.
You look forward to the marriage, monsieur?
But of course, our families have been friends for generations. It is good to think they will now be united by even closer bonds.
And Suzette?
Suzette?
She looks forward to it, too?
Why should she not?
Oh, I had heard rumors concerning a certain young officer of the guard.
You mean Rollo Sorti?
Yes, that was the name, I believe.
Boy, Rollo, if there were no Pierre, Suzette could choose, it not work.
But there is Pierre.
Exactly, my friend, there is Pierre. She is going to be very happy with my little Suzette.
I hope so, indeed. Well, later on I'd like to talk to her. Offer my congratulations.
Well, there she is in the rose garden. Why not talk to her now?
Good idea. I'll see you later, monsieur.
You like roses?
Very much.
Oh, so do I. We grew them at home in France, of course. But somehow they were not right there. They are so English.
And you like English things?
Oh, yes, very much.
Particularly a certain young English officer.
Suzette.
I have something important to say to you.
Huh?
Now, I'm going to be absolutely frank, and I want you to be too. Promise?
If you wish it.
Good. Now, you're to marry Pierre L'Etoile a week from today.
Yes.
You want to marry?
Well...
you promise to be frank?
No. No, monsieur, I do not.
You know, of course, that Pierre's in love with a girl named Rosemary Barlow.
Yes.
And you are in love with Rollo Cecil.
Oh, monsieur.
Please, Suzette.
Yes, I am.
And is he in love with you?
I do not know.
Oh, you mean he's not declared himself?
No, never.
But you think he is?
I dare to hope, monsieur.
Good. Then if Pierre were to marry Rosemary, you would be able to marry Rollo.
But it is not possible.
I have a plan, but its success depends very largely on yourself.
On you, monsieur?
On the degree to which you're willing to cooperate.
Oh, I will do anything at all.
You really mean that?
Yes.
Splendid. Now, first of all, who's making your wedding dress?
A dressmaker in the village. Her name is Adelaide.
You know her well.
Yes, monsieur.
She is trustworthy. I mean, can you rely on her discretion?
Oh, absolutely, I'm sure.
Good. Well, I want you to go to her today, and you'll tell her to make an exact duplicate of the dress, including the veil. I take it there is to be a veil?
Yes, it's in one.
Ah, then tell her you've changed your mind. Tell her you want a thick one.
What, monsieur?
Very thick. There were many things to be done during the next week. Rosemary's fears to be allayed, and her cooperation gained. Andrew Fawkes had to be summoned from London, as Tony was otherwise engaged. At last, the day of the wedding came. Ceremony was to be at 4. At 3:30, a carriage containing Deschamps and Suzette left for the church. When suddenly, as the coach rounded a bend...
Hey, you there! Stop! Whoa there! Whoa! What has happened?
Masked highwaymen, sir.
I say, don't be so crude, old sir. We prefer to be known as gentlemen of the road.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm sure.
Yes, you'll be a lot sorrier if this pistol chances to go off.
Don't shoot, sir. Please don't shoot. I've got a wife and 4 children, sir.
What is the meaning of this?
If you and the young lady just step down, you'll know very soon.
This is an outrage.
Papa, we must do everything.
But, oh, yes, I suppose so.
Keep an eye on that coachman.
I have been broad daylight monstrous.
Young lady.
Thank you, monsieur.
Yes, you better come along too, Kirsten.
Yes, sir. Certainly, sir. Wife and 4 kids, sir.
So support.
2 minutes later, in a hut hidden among the trees, Deschamps listened, open-mouthed with surprise, as a certain proposal was put to him.
Monsieur Deschamps, you will be good enough to remove your altered garment. What? You heard me, sir. This is absurd. I refuse. I would remind you, monsieur, that this pistol is loaded.
Please, do as you are told, please.
Well, all right then, but only under protest, monsieur, under the very firmest protest.
In the next few minutes, quite a number of personalities and garments were changed. Then finally, we were in the carriage on our way. Suzette in her wedding dress, Rosemary in the duplicate wedding dress, with two very thick veils over their heads, and I in the somewhat unusual role of a proud father.
Percy, how can you hope to succeed? Even if Pierre agreed to deception, what of his father?
Have no fear. We are not without our resources, mademoiselle.
And what of you, Suzette?
At this precise moment, a carriage containing none other than the Honorable Rollo Surtees, who I venture to think will not be entirely unwelcome at this moment, should not be more than half a mile behind us. He, too, you see, has a rendezvous at the church today. Now, that leaves one other carriage to arrive, the one containing Pierre and his father.
But Sir Percy, I do not understand.
You will, my dears, you will. The brides were 10 minutes late, but that, of course, is the traditional privilege of brides. And one of the bridegrooms was even later, because at that precise moment, only a mile away from the church, L'Etoile's carriage, by a strange coincidence, had suffered a similar fate at the hands of abominable highwaymen.
Monsieur L'Etoile, you're good enough to remove your outer garments.
What?
You heard me, sir.
What? This is absurd. I refuse.
I would remind you, monsieur, this pistol is loaded. Papa, please do as you're told. Please.
Well, all right then. But only under protest, monsieur. Under the very firmest protest.
Meanwhile, I was trying to calm an exceedingly agitated parson, when, thank heavens, Pierre and his new father arrived.
Rosemary, I never believed it possible, despite what they told me. But here you are.
My dearest.
Come, sir. Time is wasting.
Oh, so this is the young lady. And very charming. Oh, very charming.
Yes, this is...
I'll explain later. Oh, really, you know, it's most irregular. You should not be meeting to the actual ceremony, you know. Oh, dear, and what's more, you're over 10 minutes late. Now, do please bother me.
Just a moment.
And
who am I, sir? The father of this young lady, of course.
I can't be bothered with you now, sir. I have a ceremony to perform.
But it is concerning the ceremony. I must talk to you in private, if you please.
Oh, dear, very well, very well.
The truth of the matter, my dear fellow, is that there has been a slight mistake. In fact, to put it simply, the two people you are here to marry want to be married, but two different people.
What?
It is perfectly simple, my dear fellow. As far as you are concerned, it is only to your advantage.
Really, I do not understand.
It is very, very simple. You see, it is two weddings instead of one. It is an old French custom to have a little surprise at these affairs. Both the bride and the groom are to be married, but not to each other.
It may be a French custom, sir, but in England it is quite impossible.
Allow me to correct you, for both possible and profitable. L'Etoile, my friend, L'Etoile.
Yes, my dear, Deschamps.
That bag of gold. No, let me... naturally, for a double wedding, that will be a double fee.
I do begin to see your point.
And so, a few minutes later, down the aisle walked bride and groom and bride. I had the privilege of giving away my daughter, Suzette, and Fuchs did the honors for Rosemary. As for Pierre's father, but just at that moment, the door of the church was flung open, revealing the two real fathers.
Stop!
Good Lord, bless you, that's torn it.
Stop this! I say I am the bride's father! I am the father of the groom.
I really don't care who you are. The wedding has taken place, and you are in church, and you are in your undergarments. Now, please, get out.
Returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Scarlet Pimpernel.
It is surprising how champagne can help in these situations, particularly when dealing with Frenchmen. I give you a toast to the happy pair.
I echo that toast, please. It is terrible. They are married and they are not married.
Married and not married? What do you mean?
Mr. Deschamps is perfectly right. The parents' consent has not yet been given.
Then they are not married.
Oh, yes, they are married, too. In our family for 400 years, we have always been married or unmarried. Something must be done.
Oui, but what?
Oh, that's perfectly simple.
Just sign these documents.
But I am not quite sure.
There will be another fee, of course.
Oh, well, in that case, it is quite simple.
Sir Percy, may I give you another toast? To those without whom this would not be such a happy day. The Friends of Freedom, the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, with music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Presenting Marius Goring, star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baron Torch's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring as Sir Percy Blakeney.
During one of our short respites in England, I had the misfortune to break a leg in the hunting field. The accident could scarcely have been more mistimed. For a while anyway, it seemed the burden of our work must rest on the strong shoulders of Tony Dewhurst.
Blakeney, for heaven's sake, stop worrying. You're like a crotchety old colonel with gout.
It isn't fair. What have I done to deserve it?
Oh, of all things, a
broken leg.
Oh, it's fate, Blakeney, exacting a small penalty for 101 times you've flaunted your neck and face.
Oh, fiddlesticks. Pass me those letters. They're from the Foreign Secretary. Dear old fellow, bless his heart, still keeping up the pretense he doesn't know who I am. Listen, my dear Blakeney, I thought you might be interested in the enclosed letters our mutual friend Lord Corthorpe writes me.
Uh-huh.
I'm addressing you in the faint hope that the exacting demands on your time will allow you but a few moments to reflect upon the plight of my daughter Caroline and her companion Theresa James. from neither of whom have I received a word since they went to Spain nearly a year ago. Caroline, as you know, was always a headstrong and willful child, and whilst both her mother and I counseled her on the dangers of attempting travel in Europe during these troublesome times, we fear she may have crossed to France just before Spain entered the war. Recently we have received rumors confirming our belief, and I am now convinced that both Caroline and Teresa are somewhere in France and in grave danger. You remember Caroline, Tony?
Caroline Calthorpe? Oh, yes. A horrible child. Hot, nasty dispositions, and a strong addiction to lemonade.
Now, that was when she was 12. When I last saw her, she was 20. No spots. A lovely young girl. But the addiction to lemonade has changed to an inordinate capacity for alcohol. Poor old Calthorpe. She led him a terrible dance. He seems to have sent a second letter to the Foreign Secretary. Listen. Since I last wrote, I've heard from a reliable source that Caroline married a colonel in the French army. She's desperately unhappy, and my informant tells me that her action was motivated as a measure to save the lives of herself and that of her companion, Teresa Jane. At the moment, she is living at her husband's quarters near Dijon. I beg of you...
Well, I suppose the Foreign Secretary wants you to help, eh?
Well, I suppose so.
Do you think she's worth it?
He knows that Calthorpe is an old friend of mine.
Well, you can't go yourself.
Oh, don't be absurd.
It's a pity about your leg, but there you are. It's broken, and it won't mend tomorrow. You must let me go.
No. Positively no. Inevitably, Tony went with two others of the League, Harding and Burns. And for 3 months, whilst that wretched leg of mine was mending, I waited in vain for news of them. One evening in late December, I was reading in my study.
A person wishing to see you, sir.
What name?
He says his name and business are for your ears alone, sir.
I'll tell him to come in. I found myself staring at a man whom I judged to be still on the careful side of 40, yet upon whose face was stamped the suffering of a lifetime greater than his own. His appearance was wildly disheveled. He looked desperate and tired.
Your friend has fallen into the hands of Chauvelin.
Where is he held? Speak out.
At the Chateau Bleu in Dijon.
How do you know this?
I myself was present when he was taken. Oh, little I could do exist to help him, but his misfortune reminded me of a debt. A debt I've longed to repay for 6 years.
Well?
6 years ago, you were instrumental in rescuing my wife and children from the clutches of Robespierre. You must remember them, sir. There have been so many.
Go on.
With your help, they would have died in the battle.
They are alive and well?
Thanks to you, sir. But now, my greatest desire is that you will confer upon me the honor of helping you and your brave comrades.
You seem to have done a great deal already. What are the others, Harding and Burns? You news of them?
Saw them before I left. They're in Dijon and wait your arrival.
I'll be there in 10 days. Meanwhile, my house is at your disposal.
I go with you?
My dear fellow, you're scarcely fit to travel. Consider your debt repaid, please. Stay here and rest. The remainder of the League were engaged on service in various parts of Europe, so I travelled alone. The following week, I reached Calais in the guise of a fisherman. The Favre had given me the name and address of a friend who was expecting me. He was a trawler skipper. I called at his house late one night. Jacques Vernel?
Who are you?
From the Favre.
Come inside. I've been expecting you. You can speak freely, monsieur. This old lady is my mother. She is quite deaf, and this young lady...
How do you do?
It was the girl to whom Lord Calthorpe referred in his letter. Teresa James, his daughter's companion. She was about 25 and quite lovely.
I'm a friend of Harding's. He wanted to meet you here, but I persuaded him to remain in Dijon.
Why?
Well, I can travel without difficulty. I have a position as governess to a French military family.
You have news of Tony Dewhurst?
It is rumored that Chauvelin intends to execute him in the next few days.
Why has he not done so before?
Chauvelin has been reckoning on a double execution. For weeks he has been trying to persuade your friend to lure you into a trap.
He doesn't know Tony. What has become of Lady Caroline?
Oh, poor Caroline, I'm afraid.
Well?
She died a month ago.
I see. What about yourself? Do you wish to leave France?
Yes, that is possible. But first to yourself. A platoon of soldiers is billeted close to the chateau at Dijon. Tomorrow at midday there will be a new recruit from Marseille. And if you were to prevent his arrival and take his place, you could perhaps gain access to the chateau.
This recruit, will he be traveling alone?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Along the road from Marseille. Well, that part is simple enough. We reached the outskirts of Dijon with scarcely an instant to relieve the monotony of the journey. Night was again descending over the countryside when I stopped the coach. Have you room for one night, you citizen?
Yeah, very cold it. I have 20 soldiers built on me. How the devil they are too.
Oh, so it seems.
Now, let me see. Only a mattress, I'm afraid, but better than nothing, eh? Oh, citizen. Better than the dungeons of Chateau Bleu, for example.
An improvement, I'm sure. I hear Citizen Chauvelin has captured one of the Pimpernel's men. Is it true?
I believe it is, citizen. 3 hours fell the execution to take place sometime this week. Some of the good fellows here have had the pleasure for the firing squad.
Oh, soldiers have all the fun.
This way, then.
I followed him across the room until we arrived at a curtained recess. Inside was a door. It was locked. I stepped across the threshold, and behind me the door closed abruptly. I was in pitch darkness, except for a pencil of moonlight that pierced the shuttered window. Close at hand, I could hear someone breathing. Who's there? Harding.
Forgive the elaborate precautions, Blakeney.
Luckily, my heart doesn't trouble me. Good to see you, if I could see you.
You'll get accustomed to the light.
Where's Burns?
Outside in the yard. We kept watch for you until you arrived, but we dare not call out too many soldiers about him. Burns identified you to the landlord.
You knew I was coming here?
Yes, the girl Teresa arranged it with us before she left Dijon.
What about this landlord? Why do you trust him?
Greed, Blakeney. Application of one of your own philosophies. Always trust a greedy man if you can satisfy his greed. Well, for the moment, he's satisfied. And since he's aided us once for money, he'll betray himself by betraying us. If the money runs up.
Any news of Tony?
Well, if he's alive, that's all we've been able to find out. I think Chauvelin has delayed the execution in the hope of using him as bait for you.
There's still time. I wish I knew how much.
You have a plan?
Yes. It will involve only myself. My intention was to adopt the idea suggested by Teresa. If all went well, it would result in my inclusion among the firing squad detailed for Tony's execution. The irony of the situation would hardly fail to amuse Tony. Precisely what I should do then would depend upon whether I could pass a message to Tony. Meanwhile, I instructed Harding to return to England with Burns. We met the following morning on the fringe of a wood close by the road to Marseille.
Blakeney, you can't ask us to leave you here on your own.
I'm not asking you, Harding. I'm ordering you.
It's not right. Suppose your plan fails.
If it fails, my dear Burns, Chauvelin will have the satisfaction of reducing the League by 2, but not by 4. Now off with you. Good luck.
Good luck to you, Blakeney.
I watched them out of sight. I moved to some high ground commanding a good view of the road and waited. The faint tap of a horse's hoofs warned me of the new recruit's arrival. Presently he came into view, and I moved down to the road. He was wearing a corporal's stripe. I was in luck. It meant in all probability he would be in charge of the firing squad. Citizen Corporal!
Whoa! What is it, citizen?
I have lost my way. Can you help me?
Where do you want to go?
Oh, it's a small village. The name escapes me. It's marked on this piece of paper, but my eyesight is so bad. Perhaps you would look at it for me.
Yeah. Oh! Here, hold my horse, citizen, while I dismount. Now, you keep the horse still while I...
Corporal Dinard reporting for duty, Sergeant.
Good. We have need of you, Corporal. Not enough NCOs in this company. Discipline's gone by the board. Too many raw recruits on our strength.
Sergeant Loren?
Citizen Chauffeur, at your service.
Huh? Who is this man?
Corporal Dinard, citizen. A new recruit for A Company.
Ah, Corporal Dinard. At your service, Citizen Chauvelin?
Guard!
Arrest him! He is no more a corporal in the French army than I am. He is the Pimpernel.
moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Make sure he is tightly bound, Sergeant. Drop all of the guard takes out of him. Well, Monsieur Pimpernel, I expect you are anxious to join your comrades. I can't guarantee a very happy reunion, but at least you will see each other before you face the firing squad.
Much considerate of you, Monsieur Chauvelin. You've taken elaborate measures to trap me this time, haven't you?
A tribute to your genius, monsieur. I knew you'd come as long as I kept your friend alive. But I confess I was at a loss to know how to recognize you. But it will teach you, Monsieur Pimpernel, never to trust a woman, especially one who owes her allegiance to France. To France? The woman you know as Teresa James is now married to one of my staff officers. Surprised, monsieur? Doubtless you will be pleased to know they are very happy together. Take him away.
Guard? What? Number 2, jailer? 2 is company, eh? What a delightful surprise for them. How much time have they got to get on each other's nerves?
They die tomorrow. Until dawn, they'll be able to talk about all time.
They will if the rats give them any peace. All right, my Scarlet Pimpernel. Inside.
Hello, Tony.
Oh, I wish I could say I'm glad to see you.
You're rather unkind, I must say. Filthy brute, these rats.
Yes, I told the one you just kicked Chauvelin. He knows his name, too.
For anything to rat, even the two-legged Chauvelin.
Oh, they're not so bad when you get used to them.
Tell me what an idiot I've been. I've allowed myself to be fooled from the very beginning. First by that Frenchman Lafarge who came to me in London with news of your arrest, and then by that traitorous Teresa.
Yes, you can imagine how I felt. They planned the whole thing and then told me how they were going to trap you. Every move you made after leaving Dieppe, they reported back to me. I'd been literally watching the net closing around you. They were so sure, thanks to that Jezebel.
She told me Caroline was dead.
Oh, she isn't dead. She's here in this cursed chateau.
A prisoner?
No. Both the girls married French officers. Rosa, lieutenant, and Caroline. She did better for herself. She hooked a lieutenant colonel. He's the governor of the prison.
So Caroline is a traitress, too. All we need now is a visit from her.
I hear the jailer is talking about her sometimes. She's a hellcat, by all accounts. Spends most of her time at the bottle. I shouldn't imagine she even knows we're here.
But Tony was wrong. 3 hours must have called by. I was half asleep.
Blakeney, what's that? Listen.
Only Citizen Chauvelin is permitted to see the prisoners, madame. He gives the order himself.
By what right did you dare to question the governor's wife? Open this door or I'll have your head, you ill-mannered pig.
Charlie.
Surely it is.
Caroline? Well, soon,
Do you obey or do I report you to my husband for insulting me? Well. The Scarlet Pimpernel at home. It's a little different from a soft English drawing room, eh?
A little, but it has its compensation.
Really? Such as?
Rats are not treacherous, and they are sober.
Jenner, come here. Why are these men not in chains?
There were no orders to chain them?
They are my orders. Do so at once.
Very well. I hope this does not get to the ears of Citizen Chauvelin.
Did you say hellcat? It's an understatement.
Why does she hate us like that?
She's raving mad.
I heard that. Mad, you say. I'll show you who's mad. Have you finished, Jenner?
Yeah, secure.
Wait for me outside.
But Citizen...
I said outside. Get out.
What devil is she planning now?
I'm sorry about the chains, Percy. Without them, he would never have left us alone.
Are you...
Don't talk. It is the time. I'm supposed to be drunk. Usually I am drunk. Tonight, for once, I managed to keep sober. Now listen carefully. Teresa's husband is in charge of the execution squad.
An excellent choice. He'll make sure there are no mistakes.
No. On the contrary, he's a good man. Humiliated by his wife's treachery, he feels dishonored. It wasn't easy for me to persuade him, but I succeeded in the end. It's a desperate chance, but it's your only chance.
We stood with our backs to the wall, facing the firing squad. They were standing at ease. A few yards to our left, Chauvelin was chatting to a group of officers. 30 yards away, the death cart that was to carry us to the burial ground stood etched against the sky. To our right, the young lieutenant in charge waited tensely. The sergeant came towards him to make his report. The seconds crawled.
Present and correct.
Ready, Terry?
Ready. But I'd feel better if our hands weren't bound.
Now, wait 1 second after the blanks are discharged, then fall flat in your face.
Oh, here's hoping they really are blanks. I wonder if we really can trust Caroline.
Fiddle to know who one can trust. But I think Caroline's all right, unless she started drinking again.
Good Lord, you... What?
Here comes Chauvelin.
Well, Pimpernel, this, I'm afraid, is adieu.
Why don't you get it over, Monsieur Chauvelin, and gloat afterwards?
Don't tell me the Scarlet Pimpernel is afraid.
Shall we say impatient?
Ah, well, it had to end this way, monsieur. But before it ends, will you not tell me your name?
Monsieur, that is one favor I will not grant you.
Carry on, Sergeant.
Aim! Fire!
Fell and lay quite. The lieutenant crossed to examine us, and we could hear him reporting to Chauvelin of the execution being duly performed. We listened to the rumbling wheels of the death cart that was to carry us to freedom. At least, we hoped.
Take them to the burial ground and wait.
Wait. For how long?
Until I have spoken to the lieutenant.
Oh, can't we get on with the burial?
As soon as I give it order.
Nothing but red tape these days. I suppose you've got to look up an army rule.
Do as I tell you.
Oh, all right. Well, hurry up. The grave's dug. All we got to do is to put them in. Then perhaps you won't mind if we have some breakfast.
I don't suppose the task will affect your appetite.
Allez.
All right, baby.
I'll tell you after we're buried.
Are these grave diggers part of the plaster?
I wish I knew.
Yes, it's very comforting. I suffer a little from claustrophobia.
I knew a man who buried himself for a wager. He was under 6 feet of earth for 20 minutes.
How did he feel when they dug him out?
Dead.
Oh.
I hope you're working on those cords.
For that quaint note of reassurance, I'm working harder than ever. I can't budge them at all. Cutting into my wrist.
They were made to last a lifetime. The cords binding us stood between us and freedom. If we couldn't get them loose by the time we reached the burial ground, our last hope was invested in the possibility of assistance from the grave diggers.
Any luck, Blakeney?
Not a hope.
Here's the sergeant at last. Hey, Sergeant, do we bury them or don't we?
Oh, you old fool, you don't bury them. Good job you waited.
Oh, something wrong?
Citizen Chauvelin decides to exhibit their heads to the public. They are to be decapitated immediately.
Well, you don't catch me doing it on an empty stomach, no?
No one asked you to. Rest assured there'll be no lack of volunteers for the job. I can see someone approaching now.
Well, who is it? The local butcher?
Why not? Whoever it does it, you'll need an axe and a strong arm to wield it. Get the bodies out of the cart and lay them on the ground.
You first, Sergeant. Come on, then!
It's time.
Cut them loose, Burns. Hurry!
Good work, Burns.
You'll find that's better for the circulation.
Get out for it, Blakeney. Harding, pull up when you reach the woods. We have to run for it.
Right. Hold tight.
Faster, Harding. We'll never make it.
The woods are at the end of the glade. Only another 200 yards.
They're gaining. Keep down. Who's that maniac running into the road?
Whoever he is, he's on our side.
He's returning their fire.
You all right there, sir? Yes, thanks to the maniac.
He's finished, poor devil. They've got him now.
Whoa, hold it now. Whoa.
Run for it, lads. In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
We should reach port within the hour. Yes? Oh, you don't seem very pleased.
I was thinking.
Yes, so was I. Clean sheet. Off bed and a whole week of sleep.
I was thinking of poor Caroline, the one person in France who knows my true identity. And I was thinking of the little man who held up Chauvelin's guard to enable us to reach the woods.
I wonder who he was.
I talked to the skipper today, Tony. He was telling me about a little Frenchman he brought over to France on his last trip. A man whom I was fool enough to think a traitor. That Frenchman sang our praises from the moment he stepped on board to the time he went ashore. He talked of the debt he owed us. Somehow he was determined to repay it in his own way. His name was Defarge. The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, is produced by Harry Allen Towers.
They seek him here, they seek him there. Those Frenchies seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? That damned elusive Pimpernel.
Presenting Marius Goring, star of the motion picture Red Shoes, as Baroness Orczy's immortal character, the Scarlet Pimpernel. The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring as Sir Percy Blakeney.
The worst excesses of the terror were over. Madame la Guillotine's appetite seemed to have been satisfied for the time being. The stream of refugees had dwindled to a trickle. Our escape route from Paris to the coast was functioning smoothly, and with no justifiable excuse for being in France, Tony Dewhurst and I were killing time in London.
Or let's go back to Paris.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Oh, when do we start?
We don't.
Why not?
Because we're not needed there. Our last message from Andrew Fuchs was that he, Harding, and Hastings have the situation under complete control. We'd be in the way.
Fiddlesticks.
It's true, and you know it. Besides, only a fool enters a Lansdowne without good reason.
Oh, then let's be fools for once.
I'm sorry, but no.
Oh, damn it, Blakeney, we can go quietly. We needn't get ourselves involved in anything.
That's a contradiction in terms. It's impossible to be in Paris without becoming involved in things.
Well, even so...
I don't need to remind you, Tony, the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel is not an organization for the relief of boredom.
Oh, I know that, but...
This lull won't last forever. We'll be needed again, and soon, you may depend.
Meanwhile, we languish here of ennui.
Meanwhile, like responsible adults, we avoid unnecessary chances and dangers, so that when the call does come, we'll be here and in one piece to answer it.
In other words, we don't return to Paris till we have a reason.
Exactly. And a good one, too.
Right. Goodbye, Blakeney.
Going so soon?
Yes.
Why?
To find a good reason, of course.
Knowing Terry so well, I guessed he'd soon find his good reason. I was right. The same evening, we took supper with an old man who'd been one of the first fugitives from France. But of course, he did not know our true identity. He was a battle-scarred old general and a loyal supporter of the crown named André Bonamy.
You'd better speak up. The old boy's a little hard of hearing.
I say, monsieur, it's good news about your son, what?
Armand, yes, splendid news. I thought he was dead.
Yes, so Tony was saying.
Why don't you tell Sir Percy the whole story, General? Just as you told it to me.
I should have been more tolerant. I see that now. Young people are difficult. They have set ideas, strong prejudices, unshakable beliefs.
That's extraordinary.
One should never forbid them to do this or that. One should reason with them. There were these friends of his, you see, angry young radicals, political firebrands. You know the type I mean?
Oh, terrible, yes, only too well.
I said he must not see them again. He refused to obey me. There was a scene. He walked out of the house, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
But you continued to hear of him, no doubt?
For a little while. Then, when His Majesty tried to escape and was caught and put into prison, I knew the end had come for people like me, so I fled to England. A month later, I heard Armand had been killed in street fighting.
And now, after 4 years, you learn he's alive.
Yes, monsieur.
Oh, and he's still in France, Tony says. What can he be doing?
I cannot say. He was seen for only a minute, you understand, by an old servant of mine.
I suppose you're quite sure it was your son.
Oh, none at all. He admitted his identity, but he would say no more. Not even a message for me.
The General thinks if he can be found, he may be persuaded to come to England. Isn't that so, sir?
He is all I have. Besides, I am an old man now. I shall not live many more years. If he would come back, he would be my heir.
He's hoping someone may be able to find him. Persuade him to come over.
I don't see who could do that, but whereabouts in France was he seen, General?
In Paris, in the Place de la République.
Oh, Paris is a big city, isn't it? He's probably living under an assumed name.
That can be taken for granted.
Have you a picture of him or anything like that?
Only this miniature of him as a small child.
Well, that wouldn't help anybody very much, would it?
he is tall and dark with brown eyes.
So thousands of other young men in Paris.
Fine, upright figure, broad-shouldered, sits a horse as if he were born to the saddle. Excellent swordsman and... Oh, yes, I almost forgot. There is one way you can be sure to know him.
Oh, I wonder what that could be.
He has on his left shoulder a large birthmark in the shape of, how do you say, in fraise.
Strawberry, isn't it?
Yes, strawberry.
Yes.
If only there was some way I could get word to him, beg his forgiveness, tell him how unhappy I have been. You must forgive a lonely old man, monsieur.
I quite understand, sir. But I don't think there was much chance of your getting any word to him, but I understand how you feel.
Oh, what about it, Blakeney?
About what?
Well, when do we leave?
You call this a good reason?
Oh, don't you?
All right, you win. First thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, good. That's the best news I've heard for weeks.
But such a vague enterprise as seeking the wayward son of a retired general was banished from our minds before we ever reached Paris. 3 days later, as we rode towards the outskirts of the city, a peasant lounging by the roadside stepped forward and waved us to stop.
Whoa there! I say, it's Fuchs. Hello, you two.
Andrew, it's good to see you. What on earth are you doing here in that get-up?
Waiting for you, of course. Well, how did you know we were coming? I think you got my message. I must say you've wasted no time.
Message?
We've had no message. What? Well, it must have cost you on the way. In that case, what are you doing here?
Oh, Tony got bored with London.
We both got bored with London. Oh, thank heaven you've come.
What was this message, Andrew? Something wrong?
Everything's wrong. At least a dozen of our sympathizers in Paris have been rounded up and jailed. Harding and Hastings and myself have had to go undercover.
What?
And the night before last, our headquarters at Les Trois P were raided.
Is this true?
That's why I came out of the city to meet you. If you'd gone there as usual, you'd have walked straight into a trap.
But how's all this happened?
You can blame a man named Martineau for it.
Who's he?
I've never heard of him. Neither had anyone else till a month ago. But I'll warrant we'll all hear plenty from him from now on. Oh, why, yes, but who is he? Chauvelin's new second-in-command, in charge of counter-espionage. I can tell you he's been shaking things up.
So it seems.
He's so deadly efficient, you'd almost think he had the gift of second sight. The way he's been ferreting things out's absolutely uncanny.
But how about our agents on the escape route?
He hasn't gone on to them yet, thank goodness. But I'm prepared to wager it'll be just a matter of time. That's why I sent for you.
You did the right thing, Andrew. If this man's as dangerous as you say, it's up to us to destroy him before he destroys us. Now, do you know anything about him? Background, all that.
Only the usual cafe gossip.
And what's the burden of that?
Well, they say he's an orphan, badly treated as a child, brought out of the gutter. Had his first taste of blood when the mob stormed the Tuileries. And he's been a fanatical Republican ever since.
Looks as though we're going to have an interesting time, Tony.
I can hardly wait. We'd better not be seen talking too long together. Oh, Harding and Hastings have gone off on a mission to Rouen. But you'll find our new headquarters at an inn called Le Chat Gros in the Rue du Capucin. Landlord's name, Vola. You can trust him implicitly.
Good. What about you?
I'll make my own way back on foot.
Right.
See you later, Andrew. Bye.
Fuchs had not exaggerated. Valuable contacts in Paris had been broken and had to be re-established with care. Doors that had been opened to us before were now closed. People on whom we could rely had either disappeared or were too afraid to be of any further use. There seemed only one way to restore the situation. To seek out this man Martineau and to strike hard.
Yes, that's all very well, Blakeney, but how's it to be done? I suppose we could set an ambush for him one night.
And then what?
Huh? Well, dispose of him.
You know we've never worked that way, Andrew.
Well, I thought perhaps in the circumstances.
As far as we're concerned, there are no circumstances which justify murder.
Well, it's just a suggestion. I'm not so sure I don't agree with that.
No.
All right, all right. Then what are we going to do, eh?
Well, first of all, we need to know a good deal more about this fellow. What are his interests and habits, for instance? Who are his friends? How does he spend his spare time?
And then?
Well, I don't know yet.
Well, I can tell you quite a bit about him now, you know.
Such as what?
He's a bachelor, and he has an apartment in the Rue Saint-Augustin. He's on terms of close personal friendship with Chauvelin and 2 or 3 other members of the Committee of Public Safety. He goes occasionally to the opera and the theatre, and he usually spends a couple of evenings a week playing chess with cronies of his at a tavern called La Liberté. Why didn't you tell us all this before? Well, I wasn't asked. Oh. Besides, I didn't think it was particularly important. Not important.
So he plays chess at a tavern called La Liberté. Oh, where is the place? The name is vaguely familiar.
On the Quai d'Anjou, Ile Saint-Louis.
Oh, yes, I remember it now. Quite a meeting place for the officers of the National Guard, as I recall.
That's so, yes.
I think we might look in there tomorrow evening, Tony. Suitably disguised, of course.
I seem to remember not so long ago someone remarking that only a fool enters a lion's den.
Ah, but you must own I added, without good reason. And in this case, it would seem we have the best of all possible reasons. Of course, my dear Tony, if you'd rather not.
Go down, stop me if you can. And me.
Sorry, Andrew.
Now, but look here.
We need someone in reserve in case things go wrong.
Oh, yes, but
that's an order.
Why do I always miss all the fun? Anyway, what's your plan?
My dear fellow, I haven't the vestige of a plan. I shall be guided entirely by the inspiration of the moment. For 2 nights, we sat waiting, but there was no sign of Martineau. Then, about 10 o'clock on the 3rd night, the doors opened and 2 young men came in. One in the uniform of a captain of the guard, the other in civilian clothes. I felt a nudge from Tony's elbow.
There he is now.
Sure?
Positive.
I think I begin to understand.
Understand what?
The reason for his success.
Oh?
He's not only clever, but he's also a fanatic. Look at those eyes.
Yes, I see what you mean. The sort of man is a bit dangerous to take risks with.
Dangerous? Suicidal. Martineau's friend called for wine, and for a few minutes they sat and talked. Then a board and chessmen were produced, and they began to play. They were silent now, completely absorbed in the game. I gave them a few minutes, then, glass in hand, I went across and stood watching them.
So, willing to sacrifice your pawn, eh? My dear Chabray, what are pawns for but to be sacrificed? I should have thought you, of all people, could have found more uses for them. However, if that's the way you want it, there it goes. Your move. Well, now...
Oh, no. I should not do that if I were you.
What's that?
I was saying you should not play the knight. You leave your bishop absolutely exposed.
Would you be good enough to mind your own business?
I was only trying to be helpful.
Then don't. There. Your move, Chabray. Sorry, my friend. Say goodbye to your bishop.
Yeah, I told you that would happen, didn't I?
Will you please go away?
What you should have done was to move your castle. Here, I'll show you.
Go away.
It is just a matter of...
Don't look what you've done. You've spilled your wine all over.
Oh, pardon.
You great big clumsy oaf.
What's that?
I said you great big clumsy oaf. You interfering fool.
I will not be spoken to like that.
Get to the devil out of it.
No. I have been insulted.
Easy. He called me an oaf, a fool. So you are. You're a blundering...
Oh, this is too much. I demand satisfaction.
What is that?
I said I demand satisfaction.
You are a reasonable citizen. I am sure that my friend did not mean both of this subject. Of course I meant it. So, you demand satisfaction, eh?
I do.
You shall have it, monsieur. With the greatest of pleasure. Shall we say repair at dawn tomorrow outside the Port Maillot?
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Daylight was breaking as we met in a clearing in the woods outside the city gates. There were 6 of us. Martineau and myself, our seconds, Tony and Chabrier, a doctor, and a referee.
This is, I take it, a duel to the finish, gentlemen?
Yes. Definitely.
Very well. These are the rules. If one of you is disarmed, he is allowed to recover his weapon. If a weapon is broken, it is to be replaced. Agreed?
Yes.
Agreed. Ready? On guard. Begin.
He was good. Very good. Light on his feet, supple in the wrist, sharp-eyed and fast. I was content to bide my time, size him up, probing here and there, looking for any weakness there might be. 5 minutes had gone before I found what I was seeking. As his wrist tired, the blade point tended to drop. I fainted to the throat, and as his blade came over, I changed direction and lunged at his left shoulder.
Stop! Recover your weapon, monsieur. Very well. Keep up, Armand. No. But you can't hold the sword. It is only a scratch, Chabray. Ready, monsieur?
I would prefer not to continue.
On guard!
Against my will, I had to go back to the attack, pressing hard. He stumbled and almost fell. He was breathing hard, and his guard was dropping lower and lower. Only another moment now for the coup de grace, and then, suddenly...
No, Chabray! No! Drop your sword or I fire!
What?
Look here, what the... Out with your hand! But, both of you? This is most irregular. Doctor, see to Citizen Martineau's wound. Certainly. Not now. We'll take care of that later. Keep them covered, Chabray.
Don't worry. I will. Congratulations, citizen. If it is the way you fight all your duels, no wonder you've stayed alive so long.
I must say in all my years as a referee, it's highly improper.
Aha, but you see, our friend is a wise man. He believes in being prepared for every eventuality, don't you, Martineau?
Certainly. When my opponent happens to be the Scarlet Pimpernel...
What?
You mean to say this gentleman here?
Of course. This is absurd. My name is Alphonse Minot, isn't it, Jacques?
Well, it certainly is absurd. Save your breath, both of you. Do you think I'm a fool? Do you think I didn't realize from the start who you were?
I can only repeat...
I've been aware for a week that you were in Paris, Monsieur Pimpernel. I didn't bother to find you out, because I knew that sooner or later you'd seek me out. I was right.
No, look...
As soon as you challenged me last night, I knew who you were.
How could you?
Because no one but a mad Englishman, no one but you, monsieur, would court death against the best swordsman in Paris.
You suffer from no false modesty.
It happens to be true.
Not quite. Shall we say the second best? If last night you believed me to be the Pimpernel, which you have still to prove.
I'll prove it all right.
Why didn't you have me arrested at once?
I've heard stories of your skill. I thought it might be amusing to test it for myself.
With a proviso, of course, that if things went wrong, your friend Chadrier here would come to rescue.
Exactly.
And now?
I promised my friend Citizen Chauvelin an interesting interview this morning. He'll be delighted to meet you both, I'm sure. My carriage is at the gate. Shall we go, gentlemen?
I think not. Thank God for you. I'm sure you must be tired of holding it. With pleasure. Thank you, Captain. And better search the others, just in case.
Right. Looks rather like checkmate, doesn't it, Citizen Martineau?
So I wasn't the only one who came prepared.
When in Rome, my friend. All through, Tony? Yes. Good. Then let us go. Au revoir, gentlemen.
You win this time, Monsieur Pimpernel, but we'll meet again.
I hope not. I hope not indeed. A swift counterstroke by Martineau seemed inevitable, and we waited for it. But the days that followed were as quiet as any could be in such a city as Paris. But almost a week had passed before we learned the reason for it. It was Tony who brought the news.
Well, we've seen and heard the last of Citizen Martineau, I hope.
Why? Is he dead?
Oh, that's a bit too much to expect, but he's the next best thing to it. What do you mean, Tony? He's been sent packing by Chauvelin, dismissed with ignominy.
You sure?
Oh, it's true, all right.
But why? Perhaps Chauvelin got to hear about the duel.
Yes, he did. It was the referee, apparently. Even though Martineau swore him to secrecy, he couldn't help talking. According to my information, there were a series of angry scenes with Chauvelin and Martineau, and ultimately Martineau was told to get out and stay out.
Well, when was it?
The day before yesterday, I'm told, yes.
And what's happened to Martineau since?
Well, I took a chance on the way home and poked my nose into La Liberté. He was there, all right, drowning his sorrows in wine.
Drunk?
As a lord. If I'm any judge, he'd been that way for a day at least. Probably ever since his dismissal. So exit Citizen Martineau, eh?
You should cross your fingers when you say that, Andrew.
Well, I don't imagine we've anything to fear from him now.
Let's hope not. But don't forget the old saying, the only good enemies are dead ones. And in the days that followed, it certainly seemed as though we had seen the last of Martineau. Without the menace of his relentless and deadly efficiency, we were able to work unimpeded, repairing the havoc he had wrought in our organization, restoring the situation to what it had been before. When all seemed well in Paris, I sent Tony to Dieppe and back to check on our escape route, and the news he brought back could not have been better.
Well, everything's going as smoothly as clockwork.
Splendid. Talked to the various agents?
Yes, no complaints, no criticisms of any kind. They all seem perfectly happy.
Well, let's hope they stay that way.
Amen to that. How's the situation here in Paris, eh?
Couldn't be quieter.
Anything special you want done?
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing left to do. You and I may as well go back to London.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Blake.
Now, what's the point in staying here any longer?
Well, we still have one piece of unfinished business. Don't forget.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the thing we originally came over for, to find old General Bonnemet's son.
Oh, forgotten all about that. You know, Tony, I don't think we've a chance in a million there.
Well, perhaps not, but we should at least make some kind of an effort. So, then let's set ourselves a time limit. If we don't find him inside a week, we'll give up and return home.
Well, if you want to, I suppose you must. Have you any ideas how you might set about finding him?
As a matter of fact, I've been thinking. Politically minded, young intellectual, what's that spell? Left back, of course. I'll begin this evening, eh?
But after 6 days of eating in left-bank cafes and drinking in left-bank taverns, of mingling with university students and artists, of careful inquiries and guarded questions, Tony was no nearer finding him than when he'd begun. In fact, no one seemed even to have heard of him. On the last evening of the time Tony had set himself, we returned together early to our headquarters. We went straight to my room, I lit an oil lamp, and as I turned up the wick...
Good evening, gentlemen. No, don't call out. And don't reach for anything, or you'll oblige me to shoot.
Unless you're a better marksman than a swordsman, I might take a risk on that.
Unless you're more stupid than you appear, I don't think you will. With your leave, monsieur, I will lock this door. That's better. Now we can count on privacy.
So might I ask why you are here?
To kill.
A laudable ambition, I'm sure, but...
Do you realize what you have done to me?
I believe there were certain repercussions over that little affair of, honor, if I may use the term.
You've ruined my career, my whole life. That's what you've done. I had a big future. I was Chauvelin's right-hand man. I was being talked of as his successor. Everyone knew me and respected my ability. Now... You've destroyed me with ridicule.
It can be a rather potent weapon, can't it?
And so can a loaded pistol, monsieur.
True. Of course, a lot depends on the hand that fires it.
What do you mean?
Yours is shaking, I notice.
That's a lie.
Too much wine does make the hand unsteady, you know.
It's no good. No good. Gentlemen, you wish to say prayers? You have 5 seconds.
Let us not be too hasty.
5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lord, he's killed himself.
Yes, Tony, I thought he might.
You thought he might? Whatever do you mean?
Lift his shoulder. Rip off his jacket. There.
Good Lord.
Yes. I saw it when we fought that duel, when my sword ripped through his sleeve, on the left shoulder. A strawberry birthmark.
In a moment, Marius Goring returns as the Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, Marius Goring as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Some weeks later, at a reception in London, Tony and I saw the old general making his way across the room towards us.
Percy, what are we going to tell him?
And not the truth.
No, it'll break his heart. Pretend we've not been able to find his
Oh,
head.
that wouldn't be fair either. He's entitled to know he's dead.
Yes, I know, but not like that. Not from disgust at himself by his own hand.
Monsieur!
My dear General, I regret to say that I have news of your son.
Regret, monsieur? What do you mean?
Oh, my friend Tony found him in Paris.
Yes.
Didn't you, Tony?
I did indeed.
And he agreed to return with Tony to London.
In fact, he was eager to.
But before he could leave, he ran up against a man named Martineau. That was right, Tony, wasn't
Yes, there was a fight, and my son was killed.
it? Yes, sir. Fighting gloriously to the end.
The Adventures of the Scarlet Pimpernel, starring Marius Goring, is produced by Harry Allen Towers.